All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1039, White case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Mrs. White, what brings you here today?
Well, Judge Vonda, nice to see you again. You look beautiful.
Thank you. Nice to see you too. And it's interesting to see you sitting on this side.
Yes, well.
With Mr. White?
Yes, Damien is here today. He's finally back from building that bridge.
Right, but it's interesting that you're here making a request because the last time you were here, his ex-wife was making a request for child support and you gave her such a hard time.
Well, you know, back then I was so blinded by love and a bunch of other things. And
all rise. Court is in session under Judge Vonda B. Today's case isn't just about dollars. It's about a dose of irony. A woman once fiercely critical of her husband's ex for seeking child support now finds herself in the exact same position. Mrs. White, who once stood beside her husband shaking her head at his ex-wife's audacity, is now standing alone, asking the court to order him to pay support for their 2 children. Her husband, Mr. White, recently returned from a professional trip overseas. While he claims to be a civil engineer attending conferences in Italy, he missed his last court appearance and now acts as if financial responsibility is beneath him. Meanwhile, Mrs. White is trying to keep their children enrolled in the same private school, a school with a $5,000 a year tuition per child. She's struggling to manage it on her own after their separation. Now the tables have turned. She's no longer the judgmental partner. She's the one asking for help, admitting she was once blinded by love. But love won't...
Isn't that ironic?
Dollar signs.
yes, I believe that I have definitely learned my lesson and karma has definitely come around.
Okay, well, you said it. But continue. What brings you here?
So I would like to request child support for our 2 beautiful children.
Okay.
I cannot send them to school on my own. I don't want to pull them out. You know, they have their friends and they're doing so well. And I would hate to make them change school.
Okay. And you said that you're paying tuition?
Yes.
Are you paying it or is Mr. White paying it?
Well, when we were together, we were paying it. But, you know, now that I have to find a new job and to subsequent the money that I no longer have coming in, I need his help.
Okay. All right. And how much is tuition?
Tuition is about $5,000 a year per child.
Okay. Per year?
Yes.
Okay. This better be a pretty great school.
Yeah. It's connected to Yale and Harvard.
Or medical bills. She says the kids are thriving where they are, and pulling them out would be a last resort. As for Mr. White, he's covering their $500 per month health insurance and insists he's the only one providing financially. He says his soon-to-be ex doesn't work and spends freely. But Judge Vonda isn't swayed.
Okay, interesting. So, how was the bridge? Because you definitely didn't show up for court the last time.
No, I did not, Your Honor.
Okay. So I'm guessing everything went well.
I'm a civil engineer, Your Honor, and I was in Italy for a conference, not the building of the Bridge of Gibraltar.
Oh, okay.
You must have lied to
Well,
me.
she didn't know.
Apparently didn't know that there's a large step up from being housewife to employed.
Oh. I caught that. Continue.
So I'm currently paying the insurance for our children.
Okay. And how much is that?
$500?
$500. Okay. And that's for both children?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Continue.
Now, I don't understand exactly why my loving wife would think that in combination that we are paying for our children, considering I'm the only one that works. And quite frankly, she does not.
Okay.
And only spends.
That's
Okay.
not true. That's not true.
By humble brags or Ivy League name dropping. That $5,000 tuition better come with more than prestige. It better come with proof that the children's needs outweigh personal pride. This isn't just about money. It's about accountability, growth, and the kind of life these children deserve. The judge has the final say, but karma may have already cast its vote. In Judge Vonda B's courtroom, a case unfolded that was as straightforward as it was poetic.
He's speaking. Okay. So you guys are going through a divorce. She now is getting ready to work because she's not working yet, right?
From what I'm told, Your Honor, yes.
Okay. And this tuition, is it accurate what she said?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. That's a pretty expensive school. But I mean, if, it has its affiliations, I definitely understand. $500 for health insurance. And how many other children do you have?
Just the one other with my ex-wife.
Okay. And then you all have 2 together. All right. And I do have your child support amount. Giving you credit for the health insurance as well as credit for your other children. Your child support amount comes out to
Once a vocal critic of her husband's ex-wife for requesting child support, now stood in the same position, asking the court for financial assistance to help care for her 2 children. Life had shifted. The very judgments she passed on another woman had circled back to her in the most direct of ways. She and Mr. White, her soon-to-be ex-husband, had previously shared the cost of their children's private school tuition.
$391. Okay? Now let me explain to you how that affects you. You're definitely going to have to get a job.
Oh, I do have a job.
Well, you're definitely going to have to continue working that job. Because if you notice, his child support is only about close to $1,400. You said tuition is about $5,000 a year per child.
Right.
So after he pays child support, he does not have to give you anything extra. You understand that?
Oh, I completely understand.
And you understand that you will be covering the difference.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're okay with that?
$5,000 per child per year. But with the marriage now over and her income uncertain, she found herself unable to carry the full weight of those expenses. She wasn't asking to uproot their children. They were doing well in school, and she wanted to preserve that stability. Mr. White had recently returned from professional travel overseas. As a civil engineer, he claimed he had been attending a conference in Italy, though his absence in court during previous proceedings didn't go unnoticed. In court, he stated flatly,
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Is there anything further? Sounds pretty straightforward to me.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything further?
Can I just let you know that I do have a legitimate job, okay? Like, I have my own hair care business. It's starting
I thought that was a question for me. Are you talking to him?
Well, I'm just letting both of you know that I do have a legitimate job.
Okay, great.
And it's
Congratulations.
doing pretty well.
That is wonderful.
Mhm.
Anything further? Okay. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
he was the only one working and providing for the children, accusing Mrs. White of merely spending without contributing. Despite his dismissive tone, Judge Vonda remained composed and focused. She reminded both parties of the legal realities, particularly Mrs. White, who needed to understand that child support is not a blank check. The law determines the amount based on income and responsibility, not school choice or lifestyle expectations. After factoring in the children's private school tuition and the $500 per month health insurance Mr. White was already covering, Judge Vonda ordered him to pay $1,391 per month in child support. She was clear,